All right, you guys, so I'm at the pool and there's a reason why. So here's what I want to talk to you guys about today. The problem with today, and I'm just being honest about what's really going on at this moment. What's really going on at the moment, you're going to struggle with this once you finally make it over the hump of, winning days, losing days, this and that. The days that you are successful in trading, which some of you guys have already experienced that, you may have taken some good trades and, you're feeling good about yourself. Here's where the downfall is going to happen. Okay, and this happens to all successful traders. They have to overcome this one way or the other. And that's the fact that after you've had a winning trade, get away from the freaking charts. Hey now, this is one of the biggest problems I have because once you're a full-time trader and you have nothing else left to do with your day, you're going to run into this situation where you're constantly staring at the market, you're constantly staring at the charts. And then what happens is that even though you had a winning trading day, you end up giving the money back to the markets because you didn't walk away. It's no different. And this is why people who have this mindset of always trying to talk bad about, these gambling addicts and these addicts and these addicts, and I always say, wait a minute. To be honest with you, anybody who trades in the market ends up being one of those type of people by default. Because what happens is that, when the markets are open, that any given trade can turn into some money, but it can also turn into a loser. And the problem is once you have a winning trade, then you assume your mind instantly gets that greed kicking in, and it begins to say, well, if I won that trade, let me go look for another one. Okay? And then another. And I'm finding that, and I'm still a student after all these years. I just research, and study successful traders. What are not just their techniques, because that's what you guys do. You spend a lot of time trying to study, okay, what strategy did they use? Meaning that you're trying to look for what indicator, what's the best pair to trade, what's the best time frame, and this and that. But what you fail to realize, and this is me as well, it took me a long time, and it's just sometimes some things many years go by and then it just be a click aha moment. Some of the best traders that I personally know, have met with, talked with, interviewed with, and others who I don't know them, but I follow their channel, they tend to all have something very, very similar in their behavior. And you hear it, but you don't hear it. Because you have to be looking for this answer. And what is that particular answer? The answer is when you look at them posting their videos of their setups, notice how many times a day they're posting. It's not just about what setup they take, but what time of day are they posting their trades. And you begin to experience and realize, oh heck, they are very, very patient people. They are only looking for exactly one particular type of setup, 1 to 2, maybe 2 a day, and then after that they're done. One of my favorite traders, and I'm not going to say his name, you guys, if I did, you guys will know who he is, but again, it's, he's a professional scalper in the markets, been around for a long time. I was actually in his group. I never told him I was in there because when I'm in other people's group, I don't want them thinking, oh, I'm here trying to steal members or this and that. No, I'm just here to learn. So it cost me, a tidy penny to be in this person's group to learn from this person. So I know they're legit, so whatever. The point is that I was watched after all these years, and I've been in that group, dealt with him for some time, but he said something on a video the other day that really just gave me it just turned the light bulb on. He said, it doesn't matter whether the trade wins or loses for that day. I'm not taking any more than 1 to 2 trades and then I'm out. That's it. Then there was another video from another person who I've been following for a long time, and he was talking about the same thing. Get in and get out. Don't linger. It's no different from a person who hangs out at a bar, and they was just there to hang out with their buddies, but then all of a sudden you feeling some kind of way and you the one who keeps shutting down the bar. Well, if you're the one shutting down the bar, that means you're the one who drinks too much. You're an alcoholic. Okay? That's what it is. You drink too much, you're an alcoholic. Well, guess what? If you're hanging out at the markets way too long, that makes you a tradeaholic, okay? You trade way too much. And this is why you have break-even days or typically losing days. It's not that you can't find good setups, it's that you just don't know when to quit. And I'm not talking about just you guys, I'm talking about myself as well. Because again, you got to remember, if you're a full-time trader and all you do is trade, yet trades only take a few minutes a day to do, then what do you do with the rest of your day? Are you understanding what I'm saying? That's the question. How do I keep myself away from the casino when the casino pays all my bills? How do I control my emotions so that I don't constantly keep going back to the bar and get myself drunk, and by the time I walk away, I done did damage because I did too much? And this is some of you guys. What I found is some of the best traders on the planet, they only take 1 to 2 trades a day, maybe 3 tops. 1 to 2 is their typical. And then they're done, no matter what the outcome was. They don't revenge trade. They don't do all that. They're very, very strict on how many trades a day that they're taking. So while we're staring at, okay, let me find out what indicator, what trading system, what time of day, what pairs should they trade, what's this, what's that? We're failing to look at the obvious. It doesn't really matter. No matter what they do, they stick to their plan of 1 to 2 trades a day. Maybe 3 if they're pushing it. Maybe. But typically, no, 1 to 2 trades a day. And then they post their videos, we watch them, and never paid attention to the fact that they only took 1 to 2 trades. That was it. I had $1,000 winning day today. Okay, which is my goal to, on this prop firm account every day, just make a G-stack. Just use make $1,000 and walk away. I hit my target and I posted it into my private Telegram group for my Asian futures trading group. I say, hey, I hit my $1,000 day, and I walked away. Or for a minute. For a minute. And then, my system gave me an alert, and I started looking. I took a little nibble trade, and I said, oh boy. And then I said, you know what, stop it, Uncle P, stop. And I closed the trade. And it was only a loss of like $60, okay? So $60 out of and it was actually not $1,000 day, it was $1,100 day. So $60 out of $1,100 don't hurt. But I had to tell myself, listen, first of all, you're taking this trade when there's low volume. The market is already slow. The volume is low. This thing, even if it is a winning setup, it's not going to budge. Why? Because there's no volume. Why are you trying to take more trades? You hit your target for the day. Go do something else. So Nancy and I, we went walking for a couple of miles, and then this evening she wants to go to the gym. We have a gym in our house, but she likes going to this YMCA because they have these little, exercise classes with, and I think today she's going to be doing body combat or something. So she like going there, and that's fine. So I'll go up there with her. But the point is that I'm sitting here doing the video because I had to get out of the house, because I'm sitting in the house. And lo and behold, like an addict, oh my God, the charts are calling my name. I really feel like looking at the charts. And I know I've been trading since 2018, 2017, something like that. I know for certain there is nothing available. Even if you have the perfect setup, there is no volume in the market. The market is not going to move. Why are you going back to the charts? Because when you are bored, that's what you do. And I'll leave you guys with this tip. I am consistently telling you guys, I strongly recommend that you do not, under any circumstance, try to be, quote unquote, a full-time trader unless you have a personal, separate business venture or something else to do. Stay on your job and still trade, because my trade that I sent out to the group that made the $1,000 or $1,100 day trade, okay, I sent it out to my group. They took the trade. It only took minutes, and within less than 30 minutes, the trade played out. And then, okay, so I got 23 and a half hours to do something with. What do I do with my time? Do you see what I'm saying? So if trading only takes minutes a day, what do you do with the rest of your time to avoid being this trading addict? That's where having something important else to do other than trading comes into play. You do not need to be a quote-unquote full-time trader, because you should be trading less than 30 minutes to an hour a day, maximum. So that means you still got 23 to 24 hours a day to find something else to do. And I'll leave you guys with something very important. I am asking God, I need a purpose. Lord, what else can I do with my time that will serve the kingdom of God, and I can be purposeful in my life other than looking at these charts? so that if I have something that I really, really have a burning desire to do, then guess what? I can go do that most of the day and then only look at the charts when I need to. Does that make sense? I need something else to do. If not, I'll need to go find me work or something else to do, because I'm just going to constantly keep sabotaging my own success by having a winning trade, meeting my goals, then getting back in the charts when I know it's not the best time or whatever it is, and getting greedy and giving back what I made. And now I felt good about myself because I hit my target, and then I feel like crap because I gave it all back. And then you go through this vicious mental cycle over and over and over and over again. And this is what's going on for many of you. So yes, I'm going to leave the charts alone. I'm done. I made my target. I'm good. Okay? Finito. All right? So I just want to share an honest video with you guys, because this is something that a lot of traders never talk about, and it should be talked about so that you can hear from other people who you deem to have done okay in the markets, for them to come back and tell you the truth of their journey. Not just showing you chart setups, but to show you what happens emotionally and mentally behind the scenes, so that you're fully aware of what it is to be a full-time trader. So then you have all the information, not just the setups, but the mental part of the game that nobody wants to talk about. Amen? All right, you guys, talk to you later.